Tonight on CTV, we bring you more from the Jewish community's reaction at the ASCSU meeting last night.
Then President Trump hints at a nationwide vape ban.
And finally, weed reform is making its way through Congress. All this and more on CTV 11.
Good evening, Rams, and thank you for joining us. I'm Bella Roberts.
And I'm Lauren Orcutt. You know, Bella, these past few weeks, the university has seen acts of racism and now anti-Semitism. Last week, the Associated Students of CSU Senate meeting was filled with students who spoke in regards to the blackface photo. Last night, more students of the Jewish community came to speak in regards to the swastika that was carved into a door in Aggie Village. The ASCSU meeting this week looked a lot like the previous meeting, where students filled the room in hopes to share their voices on a recent act of anti-Semitism on campus. Just last Friday, President McConnell sent out an email telling the university about a swastika that was carved into a door in Aggie Village. But students felt like it wasn't enough.
We're all too familiar with the thoughts and prayers style emails that come out from the administration, and then the next week, campus kind of starts to forget about the events unless they happen to you or a friend directly.
Members of the community also spoke at the meeting with intentions to encourage change.
I'm proud of you guys for being here, but you really need to come together and come up with a plan.
The resolution presented during the meeting requests that the university revises the code of conduct, prioritize enforceable policies that would include disciplinary measures to prevent reoccurrences of hate crimes, including anti-Semitism. However, students still seem hesitant that something will be done about this issue.
That someone could vandalize the inside of a secured access facility and there is no accountability. There is, how do we not know who did this?
In the meantime, they can assure the university that their hope for change isn't going anywhere.
So we will not stop talking to our peers, our administration, meeting with President McConnell, or fighting for all students on this campus until some serious changes are made. Thank you.
For more information regarding the status of the resolution, follow us on Twitter at CTV11.
Over the weekend, Larimer County Sheriff Justin Smith criticized the university for a photo it published last week of the Not Proud to Be protest that took place at the president's fall address. Smith criticized the image for a sign that was held which he claimed was advocating for the murder of police officers. According to the Coloradoan, the creator titled his work Crosshairs Logo had a piece in Rolling Stones magazine back in 2014 where he explained that the image depicts a black man in the crosshairs of a gun scope. As of today, CSU still has the image on their Instagram post, even though Smith said in his post that the university had pulled down the image.
5 high schools in northern Colorado have been investigating threats that have been made, including 2 schools here in Fort Collins. According to the Coloradoan, Rocky Mountain and Fort Collins high schools were both investigating threats. In Fort Collins High School, a student had made a threat during class. A student at Rocky Mountain High School actually made a threat of violence at the school. The student was cited for interference of staff, faculty, or students at an educational institution, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Colorado has reported more than 6 vaping-related illnesses in the state, and the epidemic has caught the attention of the Trump administration. The administration says it plans to take action by getting the Food and Drug Administration involved. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Trump administration is trying to combat youth e-cigarette use by clearing the market of flavored e-cigarettes.
Yeah, well, I mean, if regular cigarettes aren't banned yet, I don't understand how, e-cigarettes have to be banned.
The CDC reports there has been 805 cases of lung injury and 12 deaths in the U.S. They can't confirm the specific cause, but can report each case has a history of e-cigarette and vaping use.
So I've known a lot of people personally that have had issues with cigarettes and nicotine, especially nowadays. And I know that with the way society is now, it's definitely a big issue. So Personally, I mean, you can make your own decisions, but I do feel like the ban is going to be a positive impact, so I agree with it.
Mint, menthol, and fruit flavors will be included in the flavors that will no longer be sold.
Not only super annoying for those of us who don't, because you'll get a whole blast of just fruit flavored stuff in your face. If it has nicotine in it, it smells horrible, and it can be addictive from what I know, and I am fine with him banning them.
The FDA hopes to finalize a compliance policy in the coming weeks.
But I'm also a little bit more leaning towards like the government shouldn't necessarily be regulating everything, and I don't know where I stand on like whether or not they should regulate vaping.
No, because like I've been trying to quit for a while, so if they get banned, I'll probably just end up quitting. So that might be good.
For more information, you can visit cdc.gov.
The U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill yesterday that would allow marijuana businesses to have access to banking when they previously could not. The Secure and Fair Enforcement Act, also known as the Safe Banking Act, would protect businesses and banks to work together in states where marijuana is legal. Colorado Representative L. Perlmutter co-sponsored the bill that passed 321 to 103. Ken Douglas and Doug Lamborn were the only two from Colorado delegation that voted against the measure. A similar bill, which now heads to the Senate for a vote, is also co-sponsored by Republican Senator Cory Gardner. This comes after the Colorado and other states have urged the federal government for marijuana reform.
Drought has made its way back into Colorado. Let's head over to weather anchor James Hall for more.
That's right, Bella. This summer, Colorado has a 14-week period where it remained drought-free across the state. The streak did end in late August, though, with the lack of the monsoon season this year. According to the drought monitor that was released today, just over 65% of Colorado is now facing abnormally dry conditions, and around 10% facing a moderate drought. But stay tuned after the break, and I'll let you know if we will see any of that wetter weather we are hoping for.
Last week, thousands of young people across the country took to the streets to demand action on climate change. Denver's climate change strike took place last week, which drew over 7,000 people. Fort Collins will also hold a climate strike tomorrow at 5:30 in the afternoon, which culminates after a week-long climate action week that began on September 21st.
Last week, Turning Point USA announced that Donald Trump Jr. and Charlie Kirk will be coming to campus next month. Many will recall that the last time Kirk was on campus was back in 2018 when white supremacist groups and Antifa clashed on campus. The event with Kirk will take place on October 22nd as part of their Culture War tour.
The Colorado Department of Transportation is partnering with multiple agencies across northern Colorado. The task force called Remove All Impaired Drivers, also known as RAID, is a new task force that aims to reduce impaired driving. CDOT and police officers from Loveland, Windsor, and Larimer County will be working together to keep impaired drivers off the road.
There is a proposed 6-story hotel to be built on the southern end of campus. The hotel is planned to be built at the corner of Prospect and College, right across from the CSU Health Center. According to the Coloradoan, if the hotel is built, it would be branded as a Marriott and would replace the Chuck E. Cheese. The city of Fort Collins would still need to approve the development, and if approved, construction could start in the spring. Well, that's all we have for news tonight.
But don't go away just yet. James Hall will let us know what kind of temperatures to expect this weekend.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm James Hall, and we're going to start off with how it currently is at the moment. We're looking at about 79 degrees, with the winds coming out of the south at 8 miles per hour. The sunset happened just before now at 6:51, so skies might be looking pretty colorful at the moment. It is partly cloudy, which could be interfering with how you see the skies at the moment. However, on campus today, it was absolutely gorgeous. Clear blue skies for the most part, other than a couple clouds here and there. You can see the leaves still changing colors as we start to get towards fall. However, there's still plenty of life out there for those of you who are looking and ready for sweater weather. It's not quite here. As you can see, people are still trying to find some shade out there on campus. For the lows tonight, we are going to be at 47 here in Fort Collins, 52 in Denver, a solid 57 out in Grand Junction, and then if we head towards the east, we're going to be looking at 50 in Larimer and 45 in Burlington. What do we have for you coming tomorrow? 70 degrees for the high, 47 for the low, and we do have some of those showers that we were looking for due to this drought. So it is going to get a little wet, but that's not going to be until the afternoon. There's also going to be a little bit of wind at 9 miles per hour coming out of the southeast. What do we have for the highs across the state tomorrow? 70s in both Denver and Fort Collins. Sterling, a little warm out there in Burlington and Lamar, 74 and 83. We also have 81 in Grand Junction. Now, for the next 5 days, as you can see, we got a little rain tomorrow, as I mentioned, a little cloudy on Saturday. It's going to be nice and sunny on Sunday and Monday with 85 degrees to finish up the weekend. And we also have our first taste of fall with 60 degrees on Tuesday. For those of you who are thinking of going out to Logan, Utah to watch the game against Utah State, it's going to start off a little chilly and there is going to be some rain out there. It's going to start off at 53 degrees if you're going to be tailgating, bump up to about 56 by the time the game starts. And at that point, that's when it starts to cool down. 55 by halftime, 52 by the end of the game. So maybe bring a jacket in case you need one by the end of the game. Cory, we're going to have some rain on Saturday.
Yeah, I was at practice yesterday, in fact, and Mike Bobo was like, I want it to rain as much as possible, and I want it to be really cold.
Why?
Well, I guess it's all because Utah State's quarterback, Jordan Love, is such a huge part, and the more that they throw is harder in the rain, so I guess they just don't want to have Utah State throwing the ball.
See, but if you look at it that way, we're also going to have to throw in the rain, and that can make it difficult for us as well. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see if the weather really does falter with either of the teams. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more sports with Cory Odom.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
That's right, the clock is ticking here at Cory's Countdown. I am Cory Odom, and it is 3 top sports stories here at CSU, 2 top players to look out for on Utah State's football team, and 1 minute of supreme mayhem. Let's start with our 3 top stories. As is quickly becoming a tradition here on Cory's Countdown, we start our top sports stories by following the number 17 ranked Colorado State women's volleyball team. The Rams start their Mountain West Conference play right now at Moby because it seems as though the team doesn't want me to be able to watch it in person. Well, they take on the New Mexico Lobos, who are coming off a few Power 5 conference wins against Rutgers and Kansas State. Look out for Ty Beria, who led the team over Kansas State with 14 kills on 30 attempts. If you want to listen to that game after our show, stop over at kcsufm.com. The CSU women's basketball team had their first official practice of the school year this week, but it wasn't the first time that they've played as a team. The team met over the summer and worked together for 8 weeks. That would have really cut into my Netflix time. But after a disappointing 8-22 record last year, something had to change. Having named their new team group chat the Redemption Tour, it seems as though the team is well aware of the problems from last year. First off, Rochelle Marble and Andrea Brady, who missed all of last year with torn ACLs, they're back this year. Second, the 8 weeks spent together have created a strong team atmosphere that is hungry and wants to win. And finally, Andrea Brady believes that this year there will be leaders who will step up and help them cross over into the winning side of things. Does that late start time on the homecoming football game got you down? Me too! But you know something to cheer us both up? The men's basketball team will be hosting an open scrimmage at 2:30 in the afternoon versus San Diego State before the football game starts. The team is looking to add some additional weapons so that Nico Carvacho isn't the sole threat on that team. Adam Thistlewood is someone that I personally have my eyes on to alleviate some of that pressure. Thistlewood had 8.6 points last season as a freshman, with the team going 12-20 last year and losing J.D. Page. Someone will have to step up. And now it's time for our 2 top players. There's still one game between homecoming and now, and it's the Mountain West Conference Opener versus Utah State. If you watched Monday's Triple J Pick'em Challenge, you know that I think the Rams can win, but they will have to watch out for some huge threats on both offense and defense. The entire offense runs through the quarterback of Jordan Love, but unlike Wadani from last week, Love is a much more of a passing threat. The Rams will have to bring pressure on Love because he put up almost 300 passing yards and no interceptions last week when the Aztecs couldn't record a single sack. But on defense, look no further than junior safety Shaq Bond. Bond had a license to kill last week when he had 8 total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and this pick 6 to put the icing on the cake of an already stellar game. With CSU quarterback Patrick O'Brien throwing 52 times last week, you'll have to keep an eye out for Secret Agent Bond. Now it's time for number 1. All right, it's time for me to answer all the questions you've got for me. I have never seen these questions. There's going to be 15 of them, and I only have 1 minute to answer them all. So let's pump ourselves up and let's have some fun. Let's do it! All right, 1, should the Broncos trade Von Miller? I mean, they're already like the first team ever to have no sacks and no turnovers in 3 weeks, so I don't think they can afford it. Will Danny Dimes be better than Eli Manning? If he gets 3 Super Bowls, I'll be the happiest man on the planet. So yes, hopefully. I don't know, next question. Who's the best Triple J? Can it be me? If not, I'm going to go with Hunter. Next question. Will the Mets win another game? Probably. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore because the season's done for them, but I think that they'll win. Do you believe in Lamar Jackson? Not yet. He's played against Miami and Arizona, I think. I'm not ready to give him anything. Who is your NL favorite for the World Series? Probably the Dodgers. They're a super team. Why wouldn't they win? Next question. Will Melvin Gordon save the Chargers? Do they need saving? I feel like the Chargers are pretty solid, so he will help them. I don't know if he will save them. Next question. Will the Giants succeed without Saquon? They won last game. He wasn't even in it. So Saquon is holding them back. You heard us here first. I'm joking, Saquon. I love you. Next question. Eagles or Packers for tonight? Packers. Boo, Eagles. Boo. Next question. Should the AF come back? I miss them so much. Next question. Will CSU volleyball get ranked top 10 this year? If they keep playing the way they're playing right now, then they deserve it. Next question. Nope, no next question. There was no next question. I led you all astray. But next up, we have the Krista McAllister talking about the student-run restaurant, the Aspen Grille. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. Stick around.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But but I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
What's poppin', Rams? I'm Krista McAllister, and I'm back once again to keep you updated on this week's entertainment news and to let you know what spicy events we have coming up. So let's get started. Are you lacking creative inspiration in your life? The Fort Collins Artist Studio Tour and Sale will fix this problem. Starting at the Carnegie Center for Creativity, art lovers can begin their walk around town to visit the artists located all over Fort Collins. As you visit the individual studios on this free self-guided tour, you will get to meet the artists and learn more about their creative processes. Visitors can look at and purchase original pieces of art, ranging from pottery and jewelry to photographs and paintings. This event starts tomorrow from 4 to 7 in the evening, and it goes until Sunday with varying times for each day. You can find a map of all the participating artist workshops online. What's the one thing that airplanes and chickens have in common? The Wingstop. This Dallas-based aviation-themed chicken wing chain is coming soon to Old Town. This restaurant will be opening in less than a month on November 11th at the Exchange. And as soon as it opens, don't be a chicken and go ahead and try all of their wide variety of wings. Most people know about the aspen trees that take over Colorado. However, most people don't know about the aspen we have in our very own student center, the Aspen Grille. Since they opened for the semester just over a week ago, this unique restaurant has been working hard to serve the people of CSU and the Fort Collins community. The grill is special to our university because it is operated by the students.
So the various positions in the front of the house, we have servers, we have bartenders in the kitchen, there's a salad cook, saute, grill, a mid position who's sort of in charge of all the line cooks. It's hard to do these positions.
The students in the hospitality management program work in the restaurant for 4 days a week where they earn class credit instead of a paycheck.
The best skills are learning how to adapt, learning how to manage, and most importantly, learning how to work as a team.
The Aspen Grille strives to embody what Fort Collins means to them. They partner with local breweries, they use locally sourced ingredients, and they prepare special menus to celebrate different groups throughout the year.
In November, we'll be doing the Native American Heritage Month specials. Those are amazing days here because it's a 3-course menu that we create here in coordination with them, celebrating ingredients that are really important to them.
This restaurant is moving towards a reservation-only system, but they are looking to serve anyone and everyone who wants to hang out and eat some good food. The Aspen Grille is located on the 3rd floor of the Laurie Student Center, and the students will be happy to serve you from Tuesday through Friday from 11 in the morning to about 1:15 in the afternoon. In the words of Leslie Knope, you won't believe how nice olive our vendors are. And just like in Parks and Recreation, Fort Collins also has an awesome farmers market. Northern Colorado's oldest market is open every Saturday from 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon in the Larimer County Courthouse parking lot. They are only open this season until October 26th, but until then, vendors will be selling flowers, baked goods, meats, fruits, vegetables, and so much more. So turn up your excitement for this event. I personally miss tea times from my childhood, but luckily, the Ku Cha House of Tea offers tea tastings on Saturday. From 1 to 3 in the afternoon, they will be doing special tastings in the Chinese Gong Fu style, sampling teas such as rock oolong teas and shade-grown green teas. And you can feel real bougie while sipping on these premium drinks. Oh, it's like he on X Games mode! The the Exchange in Fort Collins is hosting their own X Games from this Saturday from 12 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Participants will go around to the different businesses at the Exchange and do their best in competitions like no hands donut bobbing, hula hooping, and a rubber chicken toss. Prizes will be rewarded throughout the day, and it is only $5 to $10 to participate. Well, Rams, that's all the time we have for tonight, so make sure you have a great weekend and then tune in on Monday for another sports show. In the meantime, I'm Krista McAllister. Have a great night.